welcome to our second game of our basketball doubleheader today. Our men's game will feature the Kingsborough Community College Wave against your very own Queensborough Community College Tigers. The National Junior College Athletic Association Region 15 and Queensborough promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, profanity, racist, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or a team representative will not be tolerated. Queensborough thanks you for your support and your cooperation. And now the starting lineup for the Kingsborough Community College Wave. Number 44, Ryan Betts. Number 55, Hamad Uri. Number 34, Sydney Josephat. Number 2, Joshua Perez. And number 40, Anthony Phillips. The assistant coaches for the Wave, Nail Bernard, Kirk Littlebo, and the head coach is Lambert Shell. And now, the starting lineup for your very own Kingsborough Community College Tigers. From Lowell High School, number 23, Jordan Chateau. From Benjamin Cardoza High School, number 33, Sven Hunt. From Benjamin Cardoza High School, number 2, Joshua Lee. From Forest Hills High School, number 20, Eric Light. And from Francis Lewis High School, number 22, James Wills. The assistant coaches for the Tigers, Colin Williams, Kirby Nichols, Teron Simpson. The head coach is Clarence Amengo.
This is QCC alum David Russell. The Queensborough Tigers getting ready to take on the Kingsborough Wave. Queensborough with only one win in CUNY, but that was in their last game, and it came at Bronx Community College. They won 79-77. They're 1-6 in CUNY. They basically need to win the final 3 games to have a shot at making the CUNY playoffs. And tonight they face Kingsborough, who's lost a lot of close games this year. The Kingsborough starting 5, Joshua Perez, Sydney Josephat, Anthony Phillips, Ryan Betts, and Hamed Guidi. The starting 5 for Queensborough, Joshua Lee, Eric Light, James Wells, Jordan Chateau, and Sven Hunt. And joining me to announce this game, as usual, is Joe Massey.
Who's this guy, as usual, is Joe Massey? Oh, anyway, just at the start here, this is like the trip back into my past. I've seen every coach I've ever known here tonight so far.
Were they happy to see you?
Well, a couple of guys from Queens College, yeah.
Kingsborough wins the opening tip. Kingsborough in the blue, Queensborough in the white. Josephat to Phillips.
Yep.
There's a turnover. Joshua Perez had to go through his hands.
This is the second year for Lambert Shell at Kingsborough, trying to get this program back in the payday column. And he'll be down at Borough of Manhattan trying to advance in that tournament, of course. He has a good enough record right now, right?
They only have one win in CUNY.
Oh, okay.
And it actually came against Queensborough. And a foul is called against the Tigers. And Kingsborough has lost so many single-digit games. They lost to BMCC by 9, LaGuardia by 5, Bronx by 6, Nassau by 2, Hostos by 9, Rockland by 2,
yeah,
Suffolk
that's
by
what he
2,
said, yeah.
Bronx by 5.
Kingsborough, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was telling me they have a tough time closing out, and that's what they've been preaching and trying to profit from.
First free throw is no good. Anthony Phillips looking to give Kingsborough the early lead.
Well, who stands the biggest chance of missing the semifinal right now?
These two teams are in danger.
These two teams, yes.
Phillips makes the first.
So we might not see either of these clubs, right?
Possible. It has a playoff-like feel, like an elimination game. Wells.
It's been a few years since I've seen those bright blues of Kingsborough, though.
Hunt. Wild shot. Lee got the rebound and is fouled.
They have those blue uniforms with the orange trimming jump out at you. Tigers in their home white, attired in the dark blue and red trimmings. And that sets everything for the fashion conscious, which I am. I love to look at the uniforms, and it brings back distant memories. I was telling Lambert how many times I've stated that I think Pierre Narcisse is the best community college player I've seen, and he played for Kingsborough.
Joshua Lee makes both. It's 2-1 Tigers. 1 minute in. Did Lambert agree with you?
He never saw him. He heard the name, though.
Guidi underneath, no good. Rebounded by Betts. Or almost rebounded by Betts. Queensborough ball. Good ball movement inside Hunt. Outside Light for three. No good. And up high is Anthony Phillips with the rebound. And handed off to Guidi. Josephat, the tough jumper, is no good. He was asking for a foul, didn't get it. Queensborough ball, they lead 2-1.
And you mentioned it, right? Queensborough picking up their biggest win of the year against one of the best teams in the conference.
Yeah, beating Bronx at Bronx. They had a win early in the season where they won at Suffolk.
That was a big win.
This might mean a little more because of it being a CUNY game.
And because of the time of year when they, might be rounding into a little bit of form here. We'll see.
They also beat Ulster by 22 the game before. There's a foul against Queensborough.
He's trying to back in that time and backed in a little too harshly, did Chateau. And the ball bounded off his foot.
And they actually call a foul on Chateau.
For a foul, yes. Yeah. And a toe pain. Toe pain on that.
Side the shot, no good. Loose ball, it finds its way to Josephat. His jumper is no good. Tipped and rebounded by Chateau. Joshua Lee.
That's got to be his area in there, David, as we said last time.
Chateau is fouled.
He got hooked by Ryan Betts going underneath there. Kirk Littlelow assists Lambert Shell on the Kingsborough bench, and Kirk, a former Queens Knight assistant coach.
Chateau misses the first.
One of the two Kirks that were on the Queens bench, he was with Kirk Pepanakis over there. I'm sure you heard that name. And Kirk Pepanakis now is coaching at high school.
Chateau splits the free throws. It's 3-1.
Have you heard that name? Kirk
I have now.
Oh, okay.
Kingsborough looking for the first field goal. Nice spin move, and Guidi puts it in off glass. We're tied at 3.
Just remember that when you're eating Frankfurters. Remember that name. You had a nice one tonight, didn't you?
I did.
Beautiful.
Lee gives Queensborough the lead back. It's 5-3. And Lee has 4 early points.
When you were eating that, I was going to call you up on your phone and say something to you, but I thought better of it.
Lee, tough shot off glass, is no good and rebounded by Betts.
Nice rebound by Betts. It almost got away, but he struggled to pull it in. By the way, there you
go. A long three is no good and rebounded by Chateau. Josephat, yeah. Put that one up from Brooklyn.
They have a nice arena there at Kingsborough, don't they, David? I mean, it's just about a beautiful place.
It's where the CUNY championship was last year. Kingsborough back the other way. Nice move by Perez. And it's 5-5.
Tie ball game. But what Lambert said to me is he wishes they had the regular wood floor there like they do here. That it really makes it an easier game in a way.
Joshua Lee comes out with it. Spin move. Wave off the basket. Traveling is called.
I've heard other people say that too about their particular floors. And the Titan floor is a tough surface sometimes. Even though you can play well on it, it takes a toll on knees, things like that.
Loose ball, and it's picked up by Eric Light. Light pull-up jumper is good. And Eric Light puts the Tigers up 7-5.
He knew he had that one. He just pulled up and no hesitation.
Fake by Phillips, and the floater ties the game at 7.
You're going to have to go a ways to match up to that first matchup between the ladies here. That was some game, wasn't it?
Yeah, 52-50. Queensborough's women's team won.
A lot of excitement in that game.
Bob DiNardo even stomped his foot once or twice. Eric Light, pull-up jumper, is no good. Not really pull-up jumper, but the jumper is no good nonetheless. And Kingsborough has the ball. 7-7, and it's turned over.
By the way, I saw DiNardo downstairs before, and he was talking to somebody, was saying what you said before. We were getting blown out early in the year. Now we're staying in these games. So, they really want to get their first win in the conference. And they came very close here tonight. But let's give credit to the Tigers. They really played great in the second half.
Light's off-balance shot is no good. And now Josephat the other way, and he dribbled it off his foot. And Lambert Shell telling him to keep it simple.
That's probably your best way and road to success, especially when you're playing fast-paced like that. You see guys try to do about 3 or 4 things with the ball, and you start waving yourself on the bench.
Light to Lee. Lee being guarded by Josephat. They get it to Chateau. And Chateau puts it in off glass. 9-7.
That was easy, right?
Looked easy. Perez. Fake the 3, Guidi to Perez. Fake the 3 in the lane. And a tie-up, and the ball will go to Queensborough.
When did you start covering Kingsborough, David? What year?
I think 10-11 was the first time I saw him. Still when Hassan Duncombe was here.
9-10 was the last year you would really see a vintage Kingsborough basketball. All right? I don't know how they did in 10-11. How were they that year? Were they very good?
Wills puts it back in. Remember, that was really when Bronx started taking over.
Yeah. Kingsborough had a specific way of playing the game, and boy, could they play in the 2000s there.
And defensively, they were just so tough, always man-to-man defense that they would play. You never saw any zone from Hassan Duncombe.
And a bunch of guys that passed the ball, and good athletes, and if you laid back on them a little, it can knock down the outside shot, and they really rolled up a lot of wins during that time. And they put a couple of players in the York program who were outstanding players. And
right now, Kingsborough trails 11-7, almost 7 minutes in. They get it into Chateau. He goes back outside to Lee. Lee, it's a long 2. It's no good. Wills chases it down. Lost his footing. Wills in the lane. The shot was no good. Had it altered by a Kingsborough player.
Might have been fouled a little bit on that, but he got no call either. 4-point lead for Queensborough. Got to dig in on the defensive end here.
And foul was called against the Tigers as Perez tried to make his move.
Little deke move by Perez put him off balance, and then he ended up coming down on top of him a little bit. 22, James Wills. They tell you don't reach on those moves. Don't reach.
They go inside. Guidi, the spin move. It's no good. He gets it back, and he's fouled.
Yeah, and there's that other factor in the former Kingsborough teams, a big guy inside who could like mash away at you. And when you have all those things going, particularly on this community college level, you're a tough team to beat.
Some good guys inside, but nobody with the size of Hassan Duncombe.
No. Nor the pedigree, because he played Division I ball at the University of Penn. That's quite a jump.
Guidi splits the free throws. And now they have another excellent former collegiate athlete coaching them, Lambert Shell.
Yeah, he played at Bridgeport.
Yeah.
After the Minute Bowl era.
Chateau puts it in.
Oh, nice.
13-8.
They're doing that very well now, David. They're getting that ball to Chateau in good spots. You like to see that. You really like to see that. And Carla Mengo likes to see that, believe me.
There's a three-pointer, and it's good. Anthony Phillips from downtown. It's 13-11.
Phillips dials up a three to get them close. See, right away.
Lee. They look for Chateau. They get it to him, and then he goes outside to Lee. Now inside, Hunt. And Hunt's shot. Kingsborough player got a hand on it, and another one almost saved it in. But Queensborough will have it with 18 on the shot clock.
A few years ago, Queensborough had a point guard that transferred from Kingsborough, right? He was
Daquan Washington.
Very good player here.
And they had another Kingsborough transfer at the same time, Alan Smith. As Joshua Lee takes a three and misses, Light bats it back out. But Kingsborough has it in a 3-on-2. And a blocking foul is called.
Kirk Alexander going hard to the board there on the break. I was just playing back before I came in tonight with you. One of the best community college finals ever. I'll get it for you right here. It was in this building. That's why I'm mentioning it.
First one is good for Kyle Alexander, 13-12.
I was in this building in 2000. Like, wow.
Alexander makes both, and this game is tied at 13. 11:15 to go in the first half.
You're a prodigy, David. Where were you on that night?
In 2000?
Yeah.
I was about 7.5 years old, so
He's eating
I'm not
cotton
sure.
candy, I think. But you're a prodigy, like I said. You're terrific.
That shot is no good from Trotman.
Kingsborough played Manhattan in this building.
Perez hits from downtown at 16-13. Kingsborough leads.
Good game here. Good game. Oh. We got to get the tournament. I'm at the regular season again. Here it is.
Hunt. Tough shot is no good and rebounded by Phillips. And Kingsborough running. Phillips trying to do it all himself, but they got an offensive board. And it went through the hands of Phillips. Another long three, no good. Rebounded by Guidi, who puts it in off glass. 18-13 Wave.
They let the Wave get going a little too much. They'll take a timeout now, and we can get to that game I was talking about. But Amengo wants them to play a little more under control.
It was actually 0-1, I think, that double overtime
the
CUNY title game.
Year 2000, and then it went into 0-1, of course, because that's when you have the tournament. And it was Kingsborough 71, Manhattan 68 in overtime, with the player of the game being Kevin Garrett for Kingsborough, and the coach, the winning coach, Dan Nigro, who I knew very well, and wound up going to Manhattan, as you remember. And that was played right here on this court. And that was back in 2001. And it wasn't quite the court it is now. They really remodeled in here a little bit, shaped it up more.
New bleachers.
And that year, we always joke about the other game on that twin bill on the women's side. It
wasn't as good as the double overtime game?
No, it fell a little short. It was Manhattan 57 and Kingsborough 5. With Rodney Carr getting the nod as winning coach, and Jameer Putman, the most valuable player, who, by the way, Jameer Putman is one of the first community college players I saw when I was covering community college ball, and she was very good. So there we go.
They go inside to Chateau, and it's turned over. Kingsborough running the other way. Trotman got the hand in and takes it away. There's a long pass, and it's turned over. Not a wise pass intended for White.
Yeah, a little too helter-skelter the last several minutes for Tigers, as they've been rushed up a little bit by the Kingsborough athleticism.
White fell for the fake. The jumper is no good, though, and it's rebounded by Bibbin. And Trotman was too close to the basket. And the Wave, they like to run. Here they come the other way, and it's a charge.
Charge, yeah.
That's the foul on Marquise Feliciano Piersal.
Wow. You have a foul going in every which way there.
Kingsborough leading 18-13, 9:15 to go in the first. White to Hunt, found its way to Chateau. Chateau muscling inside but misses, and rebounded by Phillips. Phillips hands off to Guidi, outside, Jackson for three, and it's good. Wayne Jackson makes it 21-13.
Yeah, I guess you could call him Action Jackson, because he's really put a lot of life into Kingsborough with that outside
run.
shot.
They go inside Chateau, and traveling is called against Chateau.
Was that Jackson's first three of the game?
It was his first points of the game.
Well, Phillips and Jackson have had the two big shots of this half for Kingsborough. They really lit the fuse. Two big threes. And that has them up right now by 8 points.
And trying to push the lead into double digits. It's picked up, and the jumper is good. It's Kyle Alexander making it 23-13. 8:25 to go, a 12-0 run for the Wave.
All right, if you're Queensborough, got to settle down here.
And there's a charge called against Joshua Lee. And that's going to be number 3 on Lee, I believe. And it is.
It is.
So he's going to have to sit out the final 8:15 of the first half.
Chateau's going with him, by the way, and they bring in the other big guy back.
And Lee is their
Hunt.
playmaker, so this might be a bit of a dangerous area for Queensborough.
Tigers stay in that zone, have to do a good job of getting out on the shooter here.
Alexander, nice bounce pass inside. Wells blocked Weedy from behind. White crossing half court. Making a move into the lane. Counted on the foul. Eric White put it in. Nice touch for White.
Yeah, nice light touch. As he floated down the lane, veered his body to the right, and connected on the running left-hand floater.
That's the second foul on Anthony Phillips.
Phillips has to go to the bench on that one, I believe.
He does.
Yes, I thought I saw it correctly.
White finishes the three-point play. It's 23-16.
It's always good to have another pair of eyes here.
Hussein to Pearsall. Hussein asking for it.
Yeah, you really got to get out on those ball handlers outside.
In the lane, the tough shot is no good. Tipped and chased down by Betts. Good ball movement. They get it back to Hussein. To Pearsall for three, and it's good! A three-pointer to make it 26-16.
Very good passing by Kingsborough. You can see they know how to move you back to open up space for that three-pointer.
Hunt. Nothing but blue jerseys around the big man. Bibbin inside. Hunt!
Yes!
Counted and the foul!
Great pass. Great pass to get him inside. That made by Schretzer.
Fans getting on Betts a little bit. He got posterized.
Well, you know, let's face it, the young fans love those dunks. They love those jams. That was exciting, by the way, by Hunt. On the great pass by Schretzer.
And he misses the free throw. 26-18.
And let's see if that livens up the Tigers now with 6:50 to go.
See if Betts tries to score here. Some of those guys like to make up at the other end. Pearsall to Hussein from downtown, and that's no good. Underneath, Pearsall puts it in. 28-18.
He was positioned on the right side, Pearsall. He doesn't have a lot of size, but that ball popped right to him, and he knew what to do with it.
Queensborough hasn't been able to get a stop. Light had the nice play, and they give up a basket, and Hunt has the great dunk, and they give up a basket. And here's Light with the jumper, and it's good. 28-20. 6:10 to go in the first half.
It's heating up. Game's heating up a little bit now.
Hussein to Pearsall. In the corner, Jackson, another three. It's no good and rebounded by Light. There's the stop Queensborough needed. And Light, the jumper is no good. Tipped, and Wells comes out with it. Bibbin for three. And it's no good. Almost went down for the guard. 5:40 to go in the first half.
Will's really living up to his name. He willed that rebound to himself. And
in a crowd of taller Kingsborough players. And then it's ripped out of the hand of Betts by Bibbin. And blocked from behind by Betts.
Ow.
Jackson the other way. Can't finish at the basket.
Slow it, guys. Slow it.
Hunt gets it back. Hunt makes his move and misses, rebounded by Betts.
You know, he used to come in here and do the games with the former Columbia player Sean Couch, who you know.
Yeah.
We used to come in here and say, boy, there's nothing like watching Kingsborough come in here. The way they play with that intensity, and that's what it looks like tonight. This is an old-time Queensborough-Kingsborough game right here.
And Lambert Shell called timeout, maybe trying to slow down that wild pace.
Believe me, you miss seeing a team like Kingsborough play the way they're playing tonight. It was always a lot of fun, even if you don't win the title. Or you knew they were going to come in and put on a good show, and it's a good game.
Kingsborough leading 28-20, 5:05 to go in the first half.
Great play to get back and make that block by Betts there.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear that all the way up here. He got that ball solidly. Remember the ball we saw the Tigers play 2 years ago under Holford?
Yeah.
It was just intense basketball, every stop after a certain stop.
Go outside, fake the three, the two inside. Wild reverse layup is good for Perez, and it's 30-20. Actually, in the women's game, Kingsborough was winning 30-20. Queensborough came back to win that. That has nothing to do with this game, by the way.
You know, David, just going off as I am on my my love for the way Kingsborough plays at times. They make good basketball plays. That's what you love. And I like the way the Tigers are trying to match their intensity. Let's see if they can do it here.
Perez thought about firing a deep three. It's Hussein from downtown, and it's good. Hussein makes it 33-20 with 4 minutes to go.
He hadn't been on earlier, but he is their best outside shooter.
They go inside to Chateau. Counted on the foul.
33-22 and a free throw coming. Again, they go to Chateau. I have him for
7.
Okay. Yes.
And that's the first foul on Perez.
Got to go back his way, and to do that, you have to keep under control. You have to keep control of the ball, not give it up, not try to race up court. Take your spots when you get the break, but you got to try to get that ball to Chateau at times.
Chateau finishes the conventional three-point play, and it's 33-23.
I mean, Chateau is capable of being like a 15, 17-point scorer on your club.
Hussein thinking about another three. It's lost by Josephat. Now Queensborough the other way. Bibbin gets it to Light, who finishes off glass, and it's 33-25.
Little hesitation drop-off by Schretzer, almost hung in the air there. Bibbin.
Queensborough was down by 13. Tell you how quick a game could change. You didn't see this one here, but Bronx Community came in here as Chateau pulls in the rebound. Or excuse me, LaGuardia came in here, and Queensborough led by 17 in the first half and lost by 26.
Quite a turnaround. These games go fast-paced. They really do.
Hunt outside. Wills. The jumper is no good and rebounded by Josephat.
That's one thing about the men's community college game. Once the level gets raised, boy, it really gets raised. That ball goes up and down the court.
Inside, Perez couldn't finish, gets his own rebound, and then Wills broke it up from behind. 3-on-3, Bibbin, jumper, no good. A little long and rebounded by Guidi. They'll slow it down, nothing but white jerseys in front of Josephat. 2:15 to go in the first. Josephat looking inside. He gets it to Guidi on the bounce. Nice pass to Alexander, who couldn't finish, but it's tipped in by Perez.
Yeah, low post to higher post, and then Perez went in there like he should and went right for the weak side carom and tipped it in.
1:55 to go in the first half.
Good recognition, because you know when you got two guys like that covered, it's going to be a weak rebound down there because nobody's going to be near the board. And that all comes in very quickly. That's why I say in the games of community college here that we see, you don't have time to stand there and go, maybe I should have been here. And that's probably what Carl Lamengo tries to pound into them every time they come out here.
Foul on Guidi, so it's a 1-and-1 for Chateau, who has 8 points in the first half.
I'm honest, this is a little faster paced than the senior college in the CUNY, the way they play.
Chateau misses, but Trotman chases down the miss. And Trotman going to the basket, and he's...
Travel. No, got tied up. Yeah.
But the ball will go to Kingsborough on the alternating possession.
Now, I say it's a little faster pace, but also can be more sloppy at times.
Yes. The trade-off.
Yeah, there's a trade-off there.
Perez with the ball. He's had a good first half. As a foul is called against Kingsborough away from the ball.
They got tangled up in those battles down low, and they both went to the floor, but they called it against the big guy,
Guidi. Yeah, it's 2 in a row on him.
$35-25, and the pace this game's going at, that is not a big lead, believe me. But Tigers probably have to shoot the ball a little bit tonight. Have to be able to shoot the three a little.
A minute and a half remaining in the first. White to Bibbin. Being guarded by Josephat. Long pass is broken up by Alexander. He tried to get it to Chateau. It didn't get there.
That took a long time to get there.
A little over a minute remaining in the half. Perez. Nice bounce pass to Alexander. Counted on the foul. A tough shot that the big man put in.
Good movement off the ball by Alexander there to get down in that low post where he could receive the ball. And that is the big battle that you have as a man. You know, he has size, David, but he has some ability, as you see. He has speed, and he can cut to the basket. So if you do that, you're going to get yourself a big 10, 12 points. That could be the difference in this game. Or any game in this conference, for that matter.
Trying to finish the three-point play is Alexander.
Coach Shell was telling me, Borough Manhattan, they're really a top team. I mean, they're a tough team to beat, Manhattan.
They are in the top 10 nationally.
They're going to be playing in their building at the end of the year, too.
Yeah, they're number 7th in the country. Chateau, nice spin move, but he's called for traveling.
I think it's a good call. I think he took too big a step to get in that lane, and then he got himself tied up, and he had to make another move to settle himself. That's where the traveling took place, when he's trying to settle down to get the shot up.
This could be Kingsborough's final possession of the first half. Josephat
got pushed out of bounds, according to the official.
So it'll be a 1-and-1. That's the second. Oh. Now, who have they give it to? They say it's number 1 on Bibbin. Josephat looking for his first point and has it. 38-25.
And, you know, with the 11-point lead, I would think the big difference in this half has been the three-point shooting by Kingsborough, the way that it ignited them into the lead, and now they've been able to hold it a little bit.
39-25, 25 seconds to go. Queensborough can hold for the final shot if they choose. Bibbin. Trotman.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threes in the first half, according to what I have.
And another chance for Kingsborough. Perez not happy because one of his guys
That ball was
interfered.
close to being touched on the rim, too, there.
They
But
say
they're
it
going
was.
to call the foul.
Perez not happy with his teammate, saying, come on, that was going in. Perez at the line for 2.
Man, 2 could make it a very big lead now.
Misses the first.
14 looks a lot better than 16 going into that half. Now it could be 15.
Perez splits the free throws. It's 40-25. 8.5 seconds to go in the first. White. Step back jumper is no good. And Josephat will try to beat the buzzer. And goes off the shot clock. That's about the only three-pointer they missed, right?
I tell you, Queensborough's been outrun at times, but I think the big difference in that half was the fact that Kingsborough shoots the ball, and they hit the 3. I may not be correct, but I had them for at least 5 threes. Could have been more. And that's 15 points right there, and there's your lead on the scoreboard.
So
But
at halftime,
Queensborough's going to have to be able to shoot the ball, David, before this game is over.
Kingsborough leads Queensborough 40-25. Second half about to begin. Kingsborough leading 40-25. The Wave are hitting a few three-pointers in the first half. And Queensborough knew coming into this game they could shoot. Kingsborough showed that off back in December when they beat the Tigers by 19. They've just been a little slow on defense, a little slow to rotate as Light steps out of bounds. And if they want to get back in the game, they cannot have turnovers like that.
No, they can't. They have to be Johnny on the spot with the offense, and they have to hit some shots of their own and try to turn the tide in this game. It's now a 15-point game, so.
And the shot is good by Betts. 42-25.
Doesn't look like the Wave's going to let them try to do that, does it, right off the bat there?
The one thing that helps Queensborough in a game like this, it's been a very fast game. A lot of possessions, and Chateau scores. That's 10 points for Chateau now.
Yeah, he's been their lone offense tonight that they can go to consistently.
Guidi faked, then goes back outside. Nice ball movement. He stepped on the line. Queensborough ball.
Now you got to make them pay for that error, and just send them a message. We're ready to jump back in here.
There's really only Chateau and Light on offense for Queensborough. Chateau has 10 now. Light has 9, and then you have Joshua Lee with 4, Hunt with 2, and Wells with 2. Not much depth.
Yeah.
Light takes a 3, and he gets stuck.
Someone's got to nail the outside shot at some point. What did Light have? One outside shot in that first half?
I think so.
A 3, maybe. So you're not going to get it done if you're not going to shoot the ball tonight, I'll tell you that.
Queensborough in the 2-3. Kingsborough's done a good job also penetrating and kicking out.
Yes, they have.
Guidi, the spin move on Chateau, and the basket. 44-27.
That's as well as it can be done by a big man like that. That's a power move deluxe right there.
And Joshua Lee answers at the other end. He had to sit out for a while in the first with 3 fouls.
Yeah, now you got to meet him right at the midcourt line, and you got to play sticking in your face defense.
Queensborough's CUNY playoff hopes might be riding on this half. That's a tough shot, and Light got a hand on it. Wells the other way.
Yeah, well, the Tigers have to play this half, Dave. Like, what do we have to lose, really,
Yeah, there was a turnover. Pass was intended for Chateau, but didn't get there. Perez. Nice pass inside to Guidi, but he couldn't score. Chateau altered the shot.
When you're in the spot they're in, you say, well, we don't have that much to lose, but we really can gain a lot by winning this game.
Nice bounce pass inside to Lee. Lee misses Wills with the rebound, and Wills puts it in off glass. That's not the first time he corralled a rebound around some taller Kingsborough players.
Second time he's Wills the rebound.
Perez, and it's Josephat for 3, no good, rebounded by Chateau.
Get it up there, get it up there.
Wills is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Almost put that one in.
They missed the open shot, and then the Tigers get up and go the other way. Now they can bring it to within 11. Now you've made a little bit of an indentation into the halftime lead here.
That's the 3rd foul on Phillips.
Don't forget, they're playing on their home court, so they have the advantage in that regard.
Wills makes the first. It's 44-32.
Will's a very strong player on his legs. He's very strong for his size. Grabbed a couple of rebounds tonight. Does things in a very persuasive way.
30-second timeout. That's 6 points in a row for the Tigers. It's 44-33, and still a lot of basketball left to be played.
I like Wills. I think Wills adds something to this team that they have missed, which is a little pizzazz, a little get up in your face attitude, you know? Don't you think?
Yeah, he's been a good spark for them.
Yeah.
Not afraid to mix it up with the bigger bodies.
You know, Lambert, the coach of Kingsborough, Lambert Shell, was telling me, I said, you played a few games in the college ranks, and he says, you know, today it's a little more showy. He says, I like that tough basketball. You know, you challenge the other guy, you play tough basketball. And his team sort of plays like that.
They have been tonight.
So the Tigers really have to match that.
Go inside. Guidi couldn't get the friendly roll, and it's rebounded by Chateau. And the Tigers can make it a single-digit game. Lee all the way to the basket and puts it off glass, and all of a sudden it's 44-35.
Lee, Wills, and Lee on the last, 7 points.
8-0 run for Queensborough and a turnover. Lee going all the way to the basket and laying it in. 10-0 run, 44-37. Kingsborough needs a basket here. Guidi, jump shot, short. Almost got his own rebound, and Lee is running again.
Go, boy, go.
And then he dribbles it off his foot, kicks it out of bounds.
Tough turnover. He needed to get that ball to the basket, cut it to 5.
And a timeout called.
A little bit in a hurry. I figured Shell was going to take a timeout if they didn't convert that time, and is in a little bit of a crisis here.
15:56 still to go.
Tigers have taken over the flow in terms of their attitude. They've come out, played defense, stuck it to the wave, and Guidi missed those couple of inside moves there that he made before. Just changed the whole momentum of the game. Now the Wave have to get it back, and we'll see if they do. They're leading by 7, and there's a lot of time to go. 15:56 to go. So they came in with a 15-point halftime lead, and it's been whittled down.
Queensborough in the 2-3 zone. Kingsborough ball, and he's doubled by Leighton Hunt, but he gets around them, and Perez puts it in off glass. Big basket, 46-37.
Oh, you can't fault the Tigers. They had him hemmed in there. He made a good play to get out of it.
Chateau being guarded by Alexander. Chateau little shot is short. Now Kingsborough back the other way. Lambert Shell wants him to slow down a little bit. Outside Perez, nice pass. Hussein makes sure it's a 3, but it's no good though. Rebounded by Lee. Off and running. Lee to the basket. Couldn't put it in off glass. Now Kingsborough back the other way. Perez is called for a charge.
Yeah, offensive.
About 2 point guards, number 2, both named Joshua. Lee and Perez running up and down the court as Perez is whistled for a second foul. Pleads with the ref.
Tigers have to stay locked in, Dave. It's not enough to get within 7, not enough to get within 9. They got to keep playing like that.
Under 15 minutes to play, it's 46-37 Kingsborough.
It's not easy.
Chateau makes a nice catch. Taking Alexander off the dribble, the spin move, everything but the basket.
Oh, that was tough. You should have had that one.
Nice move by Josephat, and he finishes. 48-37, and there's a little 4-point swing. Chateau misses at one end, Josephat hits at the other. 11-point game again. And timeout, Queensborough.
Good timeout. They have to reassess what just happened in the last 4 or 5 minutes right there.
He doesn't want to get too far out of hand. Kingsborough scored 4 points in a row.
Actually, in the last couple of minutes that happened.
Less than 4 or 5.
So now they talk it over and they get a little rest for themselves, get a drink of water because from here on in, it's going to be chopping down the Wave that's going to win them this game. I mean, it's not going to be enough to get close. They got to go all the way here. And
Still 14-21 to go.
It takes a lot to do that, a lot of energy, a lot of intensity, and we'll see if they're able to maintain that. That's what the problem is, and that's basically what the Tigers' problem has been all year. Can they do it over the course of like we talked about with Bronx here last time? Can they maintain it for 40 minutes? They got it to about 17 minutes, and they couldn't do it.
And they've had trouble, as you said, playing a full 40 minutes. And they've played some great spurts. They've had great 10-minute spurts, 15-minute spurts.
But you can't win the game in spurts, and that's and I'm not knocking them because they're giving it their all, and they've been in games that maybe they shouldn't even be in at times, but they got to find a way to win these games. That's what it's all about. No come-close victory cigars.
And they pulled out a close one at the Bronx, winning by 2.
Pulled it out. And how did they do that? Now they got to go back in their memory banks and remember what they did there.
That's also been trouble for Kingsborough. If you're the Wave, you want to put Queensborough away because they've lost a lot of close games this year. And there's a turnover. Such a fine line between one CUNY win and being one of the best teams in the conference. Hussein for 3, and it's an air ball, but Goody almost saved it in.
Now, Hussein is the best probably shooter on the team, and he didn't line that up right. It just came all air on that.
Lee being guarded by Josephat.
Wow.
Josephat got the hand in, and it's a steal, and a nice pass. But there was a foul before the shot. A foul that helps Queensborough a lot. Not a bad foul. So take it out, and it's on Eric White, his first.
See, Kingsborough, you said they've been in the spot where they've dropped a lot of games they were in, and have been working very hard on trying to pull these games out too. So you're not going to see any let up in them.
8 regional games they've lost by single digits.
Yeah.
Hussein to Perez. Perez outside to Josephat. Josephat in the lane, bounce pass, gets to Hussein. Perez thought about the 3, bounce pass, Guidi. Back outside, Josephat. Loose ball turned over, Queensborough has it. And Perez and Wills both go on the floor for it. And Wills picked it up, but his back was out of bounds. So Kingsborough will have it.
He rolled to the end line with the ball, and he never could get the pass off. Now they're going to bring number 12, little number 12, Pearsall back in, and he had an effect on the game earlier, don't forget. Because what he was able to do was get them some good shots, and let's see what type of
three-pointer
effect he has here.
Pearsall to Hussein, bounce pass Alexander. Go back outside to Perez. Hussein takes another 3 and misses another 3, rebounded by Hunt. Lee being guarded by Pearsall. They go inside, Hunt muscling his way in, and he is fouled. I believe that will be on Guidi. If it is, it's his 3rd.
They're going to give Chateau a little help in there and get the ball to Hunt.
And it is number 3 on Guidi.
This is Queensborough's version of the Twin Towers, those 2 guys. They gotta help each other out in there.
Hunt misses the first.
It's not that simple. Then you have to make the free throws, too. You get this one, you get within 10. So they don't.
Still 11. Hussein, bounce pass inside, Guidi. Nice defense by Hunt, and then lost it for a second. Wills to Chateau. And that's a charge against Jordan.
And Chateau never saw the guy setting up in front of him, and he needed to be more aware when he took the ball where he was going with it.
And that's number 3 on Chateau. That's a 3-pointer from Pearsall. It's no good. So earlier the teams were trading baskets. Now nobody could score.
Yeah, they were going for a knockdown shot there, and they didn't get it. And then the Tigers got it up to Hunt, who got fouled again. Boy, that would have hurt that 3 right there.
That's number 1 on Hussein, which is kind of fortunate for Kingsborough because Guidi was right there, and that would have been number 4 on him.
And Queensborough took a collective sigh of relief on that missed shot, and then they gather themselves and they say, we're still in the game now. So let's do something with it.
Hunt splits the free throws. It's 48-38.
Back to the D. Got to have those hands up.
Hussein to Pearsall. Back to Hussein. Wills is called for the reach-in foul. And that's foul 2 on number 22. Kingsborough will try it again.
Of course, you have your individual coaches on the side, too, telling you, you know, like your dad or whoever, don't play defense with your feet. You know, move your feet and play defense. Don't play with your hands.
Pearsall going inside, and his shot is blocked.
They said, get out of here. That's what they said.
Nothing but white jerseys around Pearsall.
And I got to make this count, David. Your margin for error is getting a little smaller here.
Lee to White. The jumper is no good and rebounded by Guidi.
Line drive on that.
He's played a nice game.
Yeah, he has, but like I said, they need to knock down that shot at some point.
Nice pass inside. Alexander couldn't finish. Wills is fouled.
The Tigers at times have won the transition game in this game, but not the outside game.
Kingsborough hasn't scored for a little over 3 minutes now.
And their free throw shooting has not been up to par. So you add those two things, and they just haven't been able to narrow this lead again.
Wills misses the first.
They left 4 points at the line in the last minute and a half, I think.
Wills gets his own rebound. And then his shot was stuffed. Perez going all the way to the basket, then giving it to Alexander, but it went through his hands.
He got stuck under the basket.
Yeah, and the pass was a little high for Alexander. Kingsborough still leading by 10. Lee. 3 almost went in. Wills takes it away. Just went up and down with it. Nice move, but he couldn't score. And Guidi is there. He always seems to be around where the ball is.
Who are those big Tigers that hit the three-point shots 2 years ago against Bronx? Boy, could they use them right now.
Inside Guidi to Alexander. Chateau sends the shot away, but it will stay with Kingsborough.
David, the effort is still there. I mean, they're still shutting off Kingsborough whenever they have the opportunity.
In the last 4 minutes, there's been 1 point scored, and that was a free throw by Queensborough. Kingsborough looking for a basket. There are 10 minutes to play, and it's a 10-point game. Josephat faked the 3, went inside the long 2. No good, tipped. And a second chance for Kingsborough as Phillips comes out with it. Josephat to Perez for 3, and it's good. Perez from downtown, and he has 15 points now, and it's 51-38.
They've been able to hit the 3. That's at least 7 for them in the game.
And the timely 3, as Hunt loses it. And Perez with the dunk. Perez threw it down and makes it 53-38. Timeout Queensborough.
Well, this game may not be over, but Perez was telling them this game is history, friends. And now the Tigers can't believe that. They have to, they got 9:18 to work with, and they find themselves right back where they were at the start of the half. So it's been a tough uphill battle. They made some great strides. They were down by 7 at one point.
And the defense has been there. Kingsborough scored 40 in the first half. They only have 13, more than halfway through the second.
They were down 44-37 after the start of that second half, and they were within 7. Just haven't been able to hit free throws or an outside shot to narrow the gap. And now Kingsborough putting away a 3 and a dunk there on an exciting drive. And looking like they are going to come out of here with the game tonight. But let's see.
They've expanded themselves, cutting it to 7, because remember, it was 44-27, and then Queensborough scored 10 in a row. It was 44-37.
Yep.
And then Kingsborough scored 4 in a row, and it just kind of stayed at 48-37, and Queensborough hit 1 free throw. But for 4 minutes, there were no field goals.
Well, if the Tigers have a run, they're going to have to make it right now.
Their season might be depending on it. Wells, some pressure coming over, and he loses it. And Perez, they got a little too fancy, but Phillips is there with the putback, and it's 55-38. 9 minutes to go. So Kingsborough's not backing off. They actually pressed out of the timeout. There's a blocking foul called. We'll see if they say if that was in the act of shooting.
I don't think it will be. No, it's going to be 2.
Lee makes the first, and a sub will go in for Phillips, who was just called for foul number 4. One more and he's done. $55-39 after the free throw. Lee has 11 points.
Boy, just a couple of 3-pointers would have made this game look a lot different at this point.
And how about the missed free throws?
Yeah, and a couple of free throws added in, yes. You can't cry over spilt milk, though.
55-40, 8:45 to go.
Did you ever cry over spilt milk?
Not lately, no.
No.
Josephat's jumper is good.
Oh.
Off the front rim, off glass and in, and it's 57-40.
They've been killers tonight with those threes. They ring them in or they just nail them.
Lee all the way to the basket, but it's no good. And then Kingsborough loses it out of bounds.
I think that 3 has been the biggest nail in the Tigers' chances tonight. It's just made the score so lopsided it takes the steam out of them.
Chateau gets the basket. It's been quiet the last, the second half.
Yes.
57-42. Hunt got the hand in, and then Lee is going to be called for a foul, and that will be number 4. That's a tough foul, but it's a good call.
By the way, I think Kingsborough's done a pretty good job at the line when they've been there. So.
And they're going to keep Lee in with the 4 fouls.
And there's no free throws on that. 8:06 to go.
You figure at this point, just keep him in. Perez, 2 is no good. Saved in by Josephat. If you're Queensborough, you got to come up with those. And traveling is called. Well, they did run another 15 seconds or so off the clock after that save-in.
I know, but the Tigers just ran out of space here tonight. It's almost at a point where you can't even see them coming back.
7.5 minutes to play. Lee, it was last touched by a Kingsborough player, although the Kingsborough bench doesn't think so.
Now, David, I hate to give up so early, but I'm saying that because you haven't seen anything that leads you to believe they're going to make a comeback now.
You don't hate it. You say it every other game. It's tipped and taken away. Josephat to Jackson, and Jackson off glass. 59-42. And Jackson broke up that pass.
I got to be honest with you, I think the Tigers have just run out of gas here. They're just stopping making long passes. They're not playing with the same enthusiasm.
There's a turnover. It's been a 15-5 run.
And to get back into the game, it just took so much steam out of them.
And then there was that little stretch where nobody could hit a field goal. And Queensborough missed a few free throws as well. And you look up, and it's 59-42 with Kingsborough going to the line. Kyle Alexander will shoot 2.
There's nothing more demoralizing than you playing real hard to get back in the game, using all your energy, and then having a couple of guys come down and rain those threes on you. I mean, it just takes everything out of you when that happens.
And that's number 4 on Chateau, so he'll go to the bench as Alexander misses the first.
And then you get to the line and you get about 5-6 attempts and you can't hit them. And then you start saying, hey, what the heck is going on here?
Alexander splits the free throws, 60-42, and a little pressure being put on by the Wave. Most teams that are up by 18, they just play off. Kingsborough was still challenging the Tigers.
Oh, they never play like that.
Hunt ends up with it.
I've never seen a Kingsborough team play like that. Never.
Perez back the other way. Got a little too fancy. He's called for traveling. 6:29 to go. Queensborough down by 18.
Yeah, we said a lot of good things about Kingsborough, but the Tigers, when they've been on the money, the Tigers have put some awfully good teams on the court.
And there's a foul, and that'll be a 1-and-1.
And Queensborough has their own tradition of winning, and I think the kids have given it all this year. And I think Coach Amengo and Coach Simpson, they have to regather themselves. Who do they have coming up next? Because it doesn't get any easier from here. I mean, they have Manhattan and Hostos.
MCC, yeah. Lee hits the first.
You have a squad with a lot of first-year players. Sven Hunt is a first-year player. You're going to lose Chateau, but you have Hunt to work with in the middle.
And you lose Eric Light.
Yeah.
Perez with the basket.
But Wills is coming back. He's out of Francis Lewis. I could see him doing some good things for this team.
Bibbin's shot is long. Rebounded by the Wave.
Might have to get one guy who could really knock down the outside shot.
I think the coaching staff will be on the lookout for a shooter.
Now we're getting a look at big number 40 in the game, also a guy with some size. This is the time to take a look at some of these kids now.
Rodney Monroe in.
You know, who knows where Monroe fits in?
He was defending Alexander, who missed. Bibbin puts it in off glass at 62-46. Shrestha has his first points of the game.
Bibbin will be gone, though. He's a second-year player.
Go on the floor, and Kingsborough calls timeout with 5:12 remaining. 16-point game, and it would take something major for Queensborough to come back.
And you would think that the Tigers' season is kind of coming to a close here.
The region isn't out.
No, they'll play in the region. They'll play in the region.
But CUNY,
they will try to get a couple of wins before this season is over, though. And if they could somehow grab one from Manhattan or Hostos, then
that would go a long way.
Then you're talking about a revival of some sorts, and who knows, maybe they can edge their way into the semifinal round.
Oh, wait, do you want a little tidbit, which I'm going to warn you will make you feel old?
Go ahead.
The last time Queensborough won the CUNY championship, I was in 5th grade.
And that was a team with, with Teron Simpson on it, who's on the bench right now. So you're making Teron feel old, too.
And Amengo was on that team.
And Amengo was on that team. And Amengo, I'd have to say, was a more established player than Teron, in fact. But Teron had a little more fanciness to his game.
I'll take your word for it. I was in 5th grade.
They weren't, and
No.
I wasn't. And your math, still on top of the world right there. All right, 5:12 to go. So, off that timeout, what do you do here if you're the Tigers? I mean, get a good look, as you said, at Monroe. Let's see what he can do a little bit.
Well, he's called for a foul.
He's into the game, isn't he?
Yeah.
Trying to keep out the big fella, Goody. What is Goody? Is he a second year or a first
Not
year?
sure.
So this might be the last chance he gets to play against him.
5 minutes to go. Queensborough trailing by 16. And Kingsborough did a good job once Queensborough made that run to cut it to 7. That's where they stopped them. They cut down on defense also. Queensborough didn't have a field goal for a few minutes. It's a solid road win. So there's a blocking foul, which is fine because will be Kingsborough's second win in CUNY this year, and both are against the Tigers.
Isn't that funny?
Not for Queensborough,
No, but I mean, you can't beat the other guys, but you seem to have what it takes to beat the Tigers, and then the Tigers gave you all they could give you for about 10 minutes there, and somehow it just wasn't enough.
And you also look at the women's side. Queensborough was 6-2 in CUNY, and both of their losses are to the Bronx.
Well, Shell, the coach of Kingsborough, was telling me it's just Manhattan. It's just too big for them. It just bangs away at them.
They're too big for a lot of teams. And there's a foul called against Queensborough.
And Bronx has too much experience, and I haven't seen Hostos, so I can't tell you. We will see them. They're not as good as last year, though.
Defending CUNY champions. So the first free throw is good.
But then when you're talking about the defending CUNY champions, you never know, except that Dr. King is not there anymore.
And neither are a lot of the players at the 2-year level. They just come and go.
But I'm sure they brought in some pretty good players. By the way, that's not Hosto's first championship either, let's face it.
No. They've won bigger than the CUNY also.
Yeah.
Not to take away from last year's team.
What did they go to? They won the whole thing
They
one
won the
year,
whole thing
right?
in 05.
Yeah.
04, 05.
And I think I did the ball games of Nick Lopez, who might have been on that team.
So Ruel Mercedes was on that team.
Raul Mercedes. Yep.
Lee has 15 points tonight, a quiet 15.
They were pretty darn good. And their coach was the infamous Mr. Holford.
Infamous.
I should say famous. I will say infamous because I never could figure out, why he keeps going. I mean, I want him to stay somewhere. I like him. I think he's a great guy.
Bibbin with the steal. That pass is picked off.
That's the thing, David. When I talk to you about Bob, I mean, he's a good friend of mine. I think he's a great guy.
There's a three-pointer, no good. It's always fun when the bench guys get up and they make signs. Look out, did on the foul. Nice play by White.
Boy, they needed that earlier, I'll tell you. Because he had been guiding them off the boards a little bit on it, a little hesitant. You know what? In the day of the three-point shot, this game's not over yet, by the way.
You called it over with 7 minutes to go, but not with 3:23.
Well, you get close, you get in a certain vicinity, and the game's not over.
Now, if you're Kingsborough, would you start running the clock a little more?
Oh, definitely, but I want to score a few more points yet.
Alexander will take it back out, run the clock. Time is not Queensborough's ally right now. 3:05 to go. Pearsall. That shot was no good.
Good rebound by Monroe there.
Lee. Blocking foul. And will they count the basket?
They're going to count it, I believe.
No basket.
No continuation. No continuation on that. He did make the move, the balance of the move after he got hit.
Hey,
So,
he could be making a single-digit game if
it
they
could get him
counted
to
that.
within 10, and then, you're within three-pointers of making it a whisper-type game. So,
Got to make those, though.
that miss was like 3 misses right there. Now Kingsborough has to realize this game's not over, and they have to get some people back in there.
Lee splits the free throws. It's 63-52. Hey, there was a near steal. And there's a turnover 3 seconds into the possession. And now Chateau goes in for Queensborough. He has 4 fouls, but they bring him back in. See if they go inside to Chateau or use him as a decoy. They can make it a single-digit game.
What can I tell you? Everybody thinks they're the Seahawks now. Now, let's watch this.
There's a turnover. Perez is fouled. There's a turnover you couldn't afford. And that's number 4 on Bibbin Shrestha.
This game got to 60-43. Now it's 63-52. How did that happen?
Perez makes the first. He has 20 points.
You know,
64-52.
we're sitting here and we weren't watching the Tigers go on any binge or anything. It just got moved down a little bit at a time.
The free throws are split. 12-point game, 2:25 to go.
See, Queensborough's problem now is they have to get shots up in a hurry. They have to get them up in a hurry.
There's one from Light, and it's good, and it's a 10-point game.
That's a two-pointer.
Kingsborough should run some clock here. They could take it under 2 minutes. And they do. Just 2 minutes left, 10-point game. Inside, Alexander being guarded by Hunt. Gets it to Perez. Spin move outside. Hussein now, 8 on the shot clock, 7. Spin move, Josephat. Inside, Alexander had it go off his hands. And now with a minute 39 to go, Queensborough will have the ball down by 10.
They brought the clock all the way down, David. And obviously their plan is to bring that clock all the way down every time.
Light. They can make it a single-digit game. Light hits a 3. It's 64-57. Might be a little too early to foul, although you can if you're Queensborough.
Now the nerves get a little shaky.
Yeah, that was a near steal. Perez, a minute 10 to play. The lead is down to 7. Huge possession here. 1 minute to go. Kingsborough up by 7. Josephat along 2. No good. Tipped Alexander. A huge rebound and basket. Timeout Queensborough.
I give credit to the Tigers. I mean, I said they had to hit a couple of outside shots. They've done that. And they're within 9 still with 52 seconds. They're going to need a turnover here of some sort. But I think it's amazing that they even got this close.
They could have had the ball down by 7, but Alexander with the big rebound.
Now, he's a strong character down there. And, you know, you're playing out there on the space on the defense because you can't allow anybody free at that point, and he gets downstairs. And then you don't have anybody who's going to put a body on him to stop him down there. Well, it was a great game for the Tigers in terms of not giving up. I got to give them credit for that. Now with 52 seconds, I mean, you're down by 9. You're looking for a 3-point shot right here.
You do have White who could hit a 3, Lee who could hit a 3. Chateau, if somebody misses, could get a rebound.
And the ideal situation is you're looking for a 3 and then a steal right off the 3.
.52 and 4:10 seconds to go. Queensborough down by 9. Looking for one last push. White takes a long 3. It's an air ball. Now down to 42 seconds. Queensborough needs either a quick steal or they could just foul. They get across half court. Somebody's got to foul. They let 9 seconds run off there. And now if you're the Wave, you have to make your free throws. Anthony Phillips at the line.
Now, I know Goody has played a big part in this game, but I'd have to say Kirk Alexander has been a big part in this win here for
Alexander with 9 points and number of rebounds. Phillips hits both. 68-57. White gonna go all the way to the basket, and his shot is blocked by Phillips. And then a foul given by Trotman. But that might be it.
Well, it wasn't easy at the end for Kingsborough. At the end, it wasn't easy, and Coach Shell's going to tell them a few things, and they're going to go, look, we had that all the way, Coach, and he's going to go, sure you did. But they did outplay Queens to a certain extent tonight for the most part, and they will chalk up their second win in the conference, and both of them have been against the Tigers.
(70-57). Phillips has a dozen points. Just 20 seconds to go. White making a move to the basket. Queensborough will have it with 17 seconds to go. Chateau spin move. Couldn't put it in. White no good. Chateau is fouled with 9 seconds to go.
One thing we could say about the Tigers on the upside is they are getting to be a better team in these type of games. I mean, they are competitive in these games now.
Could ask Bronx about that.
Whereas last year, I didn't think they were really competitive in these games. They didn't quite have the understanding that Carl Amengo was trying to drill into them.
Either way, a tough loss for Queensborough tonight. Kingsborough comes in here, and they hold off the Queensborough rally. 70-57.
Now, as far as Carl goes, he's a great guy and a great player in the past here and in CUNY history. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was done.
I was saying, I think you got to give Carl another year and to gear them up again and see where they go from here.
Sure, and still you have the region playoffs, which are a possibility. The CUNY looks like it would take quite a lot. I think they might have run out of time, might have run out of games.
I think under the direction of Carl, though, they're going to put up a few more wins next year in the regular season.
I agree.
Tough loss tonight against not an overly talented team, but a team that gives them all they can handle for sure.
It's 2 wins in CUNY, both against the Tigers. So for Joe Massey, this is David Russell. Thanks for watching.
And we said a lot of close games to boot. A lot of close games. Go ahead. I'm sorry, David.
The final score, Kingsborough 70, Queensborough 57.